What's up, guys? I'm JJ.
I'm Angel.
And this is PM Football. We're in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
Yes, we are.
And both of our teams are still in this thing.
I could go on a rant, but I'll save that for when we get to my game.
Yeah, let's be classy. Let's go in order. Let's
be
start
calm
with
about
the
this.
first Saturday game of the slate.
Yep, we have Texans at Chiefs. Who do you have?
Come on, we gotta do this.
Look, I think we should. Okay, we pretty much gave the hint. We're both going with the Chiefs, but I think we should respect the Texans.
No, we don't have to.
Yes, look, a lot of people, including you, were doubting them last week against the Chargers.
Yep.
I said the Texans were going to win.
Now, hold on. Let's not act like that first half of that game didn't happen. They looked awful.
I wouldn't say awful.
They looked CJ Stroud didn't look like he knew where he was.
Look, I get what you're saying, but let's also not act like the Chiefs. Yes, they've really only lost one game, but we'll say two because that final week when they played absolutely nobody.
They lost two games.
Sure, why not? They lost one real game, but they did lose two games. Where was I going with this? Oh, let's not act like they've looked like the Chiefs of the past. I'm not saying they're not good. Obviously, they are. And obviously, have them winning this game. But the Chiefs have showed a lot of weaknesses as well. Why can't the Texans expose those weaknesses potentially?
What weaknesses?
Their weapons aren't weaponing as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just trying to help the Texans out here. Yeah, I have the Chiefs.
We're trying.
I'm trying to make a case for the Texans. I really am.
There just isn't one to be made. Like,
no,
I'm sorry,
I have
you
the
guys.
Chiefs.
I legitimately think you guys have no chance.
This is my Bills Broncos game. The way I said I felt very, very comfortable you guys beating the Broncos. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel with it. Like, I would bet a lot on the Chiefs. I feel extremely comfortable with the Chiefs winning this game.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs win by 2 touchdowns or more.
I'm comfortable with 2 touchdowns. I think again, try and give them a case. I think at least 10.
And let's just get this out the way. Justin Herbert.
Look, I want to bring up something you've said in the past. You know I defend Jaden all the way. You said Justin Herbert was better than Jaden. I said, not so fast, my friend. I'm taking Jaden. You're like, no, he's just a rookie. Justin Herbert. Like, he's good. He's good. He's not it. Not that he's not it.
No, he's it.
He's obviously their franchise guy, but you just have to produce more. At the end of the day, you have to produce more as a franchise quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a very, very tough way to go out for the Chargers. Like, they didn't do what they wanted to do, which was run the ball. They were
do not even get me started on that. I didn't even tell you this. I had J.K. Dobbins plus 50 yards. He had 26 at the half. They didn't give him the ball once in the second half. I hit everything else on my 10-leg parlay but that. To win, I'm not going to say how much, but it was a good amount.
Oh.
I'll tell you when we're done.
So he's on the list?
I would say, who's the Chargers OC? It's the ex-Ravens OC, right?
Yeah, sure.
He's on the list. J.K. Dobbins on the list. Harbaugh's on the list. How dare they? He had over half of what I needed, and you don't give him the ball once in the second half.
It's
terrorists! That's exactly what they are. Terrorists!
It's a bad beat. Very bad beat.
Vegas doesn't want to see me be great.
No.
It hurts. Anyway, we're trying to make the case for the Texans. It's very hard.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are going to win this.
They are going to win.
Going for how many years in a row now to the AFC Championship game?
Your guess is as good as mine.
6 or 7. Like,
at this point, it doesn't matter. They're going to be there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But, yeah, Chiefs. Next game, Saturday night.
Now, let me just take this for
a
second. Because I don't want you to do something you shouldn't.
I'm going to regardless. I'm going to regardless.
Last week, I picked the Bucks.
You did.
I picked the Bucks to beat the Commanders.
Well, let's give full context. Not only did you pick the Bucks, you said the Commanders were the worst team in the playoffs.
I did.
You said that, yeah.
I did say that.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say, though?
I said it was the Broncos.
You said... No. I'm saying you said something else the other week. And you've also said, I think you owe an apology to some certain somebody.
Okay, we can start there.
Dyami Brown.
Congratulations. It took you 4 years to produce one good game.
But guess what?
Diami.
It was in the game that mattered.
Thank you, Diami. You came in clutch. Thank you, Diami.
Yeah,
and I'll end it there.
Good. And
Diami, you came in clutch.
Let me say this too. I was completely right about Mike Evans. Marshawn Lattimore.
I will defend my guy. No.
Yes.
This is the first time Mike Evans has had a complete game over Marshawn Lattimore.
When have any of those games actually mattered, though? This is a playoff game, and Mike Evans dominated.
He lost the battle, but won the war.
Sure, but
I'll
you were
take
wrong.
that. Look, I will defend my guy to the end. He's coming off a serious hamstring injury.
Okay.
This was his first game back in weeks. I'm expecting a lot better from him against the Lions this week.
Yeah.
Coming off an injury, Mike Evans is a good receiver.
Now he's got to guard the fastest player in the entire league.
Now that's Noah Igbenogany's problem.
I feel like I would want to have Marshawn on that.
Would you trust Marshawn in the slot? I'm not saying he can't, but like
he's not the slide. What are you talking about?
I could have swore Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra is a slide. I'm talking about Jameson Williams.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Amon-Ra.
No.
I'd be more scared about Amon-Ra than Jameson.
Obviously.
Yeah,
but
I thought that's where we were going.
No, what I'm trying to say is Marshawn couldn't keep up with Mike Evans. I don't know how he's going to keep up with Jameson Williams.
Okay, I also want to say something. Look, props, and I don't want to give anything away from Mike Evans. Props to Mike Evans. You won the battle. You didn't win the war, but you won the battle. Can we agree, like, a lot of those were pushed, like, Mike Evans was pushing off on a lot of those. I don't want to be the one complaining, but, like, a lot of those were push-offs from Mike Evans. Like, it was. That's all I'm going to say about that.
No calls.
Congrats on winning the battle, though. Good job, bro. You won the battle.
Yeah. I mean, no, you're right. You guys won the war. And that's all that matters. But I was right about Mike Evans. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay,
you wanted to rub it in my face and say they were the worst player. That I said they were the worst.
Because you did say that.
I did say that, but you also said Mike Evans.
That's fine. I'll take a loss in the battle. I won the war. Cool. I'll take that all day.
You did, sure. Going to this game, I really am pulling for you guys. I really am.
I'm so excited.
I'm pulling.
All right,
for you
just
guys.
to give context to people. The last win Washington had in the playoffs was in 2005. I was 4 years old. I'm going to be honest, I've been a lifelong fan of this team. I don't remember a thing from that game. I'm sure I watched it. I could not tell you anything I remember from that game in 2005. I was 4 years old. I don't remember anything from that game. So this Sunday was like my first time seeing in my 24 years of life, seeing my team win a playoff game.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for the screeches
and
the noise. This is an entire new world for me.
I completely understand the excitement. I had to wait 17 years for my team to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I can understand when you have a quarterback. It's a game changer.
It changes everything changes.
When you have a guy that can deliver in the moments, it changes your entire franchise.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's what they have with Jaden Daniels. He is a difference maker, and he is a future top quarterback.
I have a question for you. Would you consider him elite today? Is he an elite quarterback today?
Given the fact that not a lot of quarterbacks specifically in their rookie year win a playoff game.
Road playoff game.
I think it's pretty difficult not to say he is an elite player.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels is an elite football player.
Okay.
I will say that.
Okay. Thank you for your contributions.
Now, before we get ahead of ourselves here.
Okay.
They are playing one of the most, if not the most dangerous teams.
The Lions are the 1 seed for a reason.
They can score at will.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense looked a lot stronger the last week of the season against a Vikings team who did not show up. So, I mean, I don't know how much stake you want to put into that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I will take the bullet for that one. I was wrong on Sam Darnold, even though I did pick the Rams in that last video. Going back to the Lions, though, I'm sorry, but I'm taking the Lions. I just think they're a little too much. I think you guys had an immaculate run, no one thought you guys were doing this. You guys are playing with house money, though. Like, you guys...
Which is dangerous.
Yeah.
A team with house money is
dangerous.
dangerous.
It's very dangerous to play with
especially with an elite quarterback house money can be dangerous.
Yes. So, I mean, like I said, you guys are playing with house money right now. If you win this game, that's the greatest thing.
You don't want to be around me if we win this game. You
It's-
do not. Oh, don't even get me started.
You guys are so far ahead of schedule that at this point it doesn't matter if you win or lose.
Crazy how far ahead of schedule we are. It's insane.
So, with that being said, though, I'm taking the Lions. I do think it's going to be a close game. I have this game being a very high-scoring game.
Really? Okay.
I think so. The Commanders' defense played a lot better against the Bucs than I thought they would have.
Had moments. First half was very scary. Second half really came together.
If you were to tell me before that game the Bucs would only score 20 points,
I agree with that.
I wouldn't have believed.
I'm with you right there. I agree. Yeah.
So that in itself is an accomplishment, and I think even though it is going to be the Lions and it's a completely different juggernaut than the Bucs, their defense played well. I just don't see them holding up against a team like this, especially with the difference maker on that team. And I don't think people talk about him enough is David Montgomery. David Montgomery
He's coming back this week, right?
Yeah. That is just a whole nother beast to have to worry about. So with that, I will be taking the Detroit Lions.
Okay. Is it my turn?
It's your turn. That's all you, buddy.
I kind of want to backtrack. You brought up Sam Darnold, and I'm happy you did. What have I said?
You did.
All season. And look, this was his best season by far. I'm not going to take it away from him.
I've never seen a man lose millions of dollars so fast.
You remind me. Did you ever watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah.
I saw a video. It was Sam Darnold's agent tonight. It's Carlton just running. Right? He's like, no, why would you do that? Like, his agent's got to be mad.
Yes.
His agents have to be very, very mad at him. And his fan base and his teammates. That was a horrible performance.
Did you see O'Connell after the game?
No.
I'll
be honest, I turned off the game pretty early.
I did too.
Not because I didn't enjoy it, but it was just like...
I saw a quote from O'Connell today, and I hope this is a real quote. He said something, and I know I'm going to butcher it. He said something along the lines of, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Something like that. Speaking about Sam Darnold.
I mean, he's pissed.
So, like...
It was a horrible performance.
That's not what you want to hear from a head coach.
It was an awful performance. I tried telling you and everyone watching.
Those ghosts came back last night.
You know where you're going to get out of him. Like, you know where you're going to get out of him. Was it his best season? Yes. He had really good times.
He had very high highs.
He had extremely high highs.
But he had very low lows.
This is an awful way to go out. And now it's bringing up questions. Is he even going to be on the team next year?
That is the biggest question mark right now.
Which if you would have told, even if they would have lost, if you would have told us before the game started that at the end of the game, at the end of the game, at halftime, there would be questions on if he will be on the team next year, I would have called you crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he blew it. He blew an entire season away in 1/2/1 game.
Yep. And now they got Anakin Skywalker sitting on the sidelines waiting to come into the game.
He has a nice flow. I'll give him that. I don't like him as a quarterback. He has a nice flow.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. 2, I have receipts. I already brought up you saying we were the worst team in the playoffs. We already talked about that. We were just that. Whatever. You called Jaden Daniels overrated earlier in the season.
When?
Or I don't remember the exact week, but early. I think it was after our 3-game losing streak. When not just Jaden, I think it was after that. I think it was you know what, I do remember. It was after the Saints because you were like, Jaden's overrated. I'm like, we just won a game. What are you talking about? You're like, why didn't he score more? I'm like, look, dude, like the O-line's not good. Our running, like Jaden is the running game. I didn't realize until after the game, Jaden leads the team in rushing.
If you told me that, I would not be shocked.
I mean, I'm not I just thought B-Rob contributed more. I'm not necessarily surprised. I just thought, not saying he's like an elite running back. Like, I'm fine if we move on from him. But like, I just thought he contributed a lot more because his first half of the season was really good. I
think a top need for you guys is a running back.
A true running back, I agree. I think weapons in general, we need to build around Jaden. I feel like I should have written down the receipts because I came in with like 5 or 6 things I was going to call you out on. But the main 2 things were you calling the Commanders the worst team in the playoffs and you calling Jaden overrated. Both severely debunked.
Yeah.
Severely debunked.
My bad.
Forgiven.
I just said I
hope everyone learned their lesson.
I just hope you think that what I've said is enough to overcompensate for what I did. I called him an elite quarterback.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I thought you were going to say no to it. So the fact that you said yes made me really happy.
Winning a road playoff game in your first ever playoff game as a rookie.
Has more playoff wins in his rookie year than Justin Herbert has in his entire career. And Justin Herbert's recognized by a lot of people as a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
So, very, very excited about that. I mean, where do I,
you
like...
can't stop smiling.
Oh, my... Like, people don't understand... This is what people have to realize. And I get you had your struggles with the Bills. The Lions had their struggles. I'm going to call it how it is. No franchise has suffered like Washington. We're the team that deserves this the most. No team had the devil as their own. You guys did not have the owner we had. You didn't have to go through the years of allegations, the name changes, the mockery, all of it, the allegations, the sexual assault things, like... The front pages of the Washington Post, like everything, like not having a quarterback, not having real coaches. We had nothing. We were from the dirt. Mm-hmm. You can't bury what comes from the dirt. Jaden Daniels has saved this franchise. It is to the point where I'm speaking for all Washington fans. And you brought up earlier, we're playing with house money. We could lose this game. We're partying. Like,
especially in a competitive game.
It is insane what has happened. This is the greatest season I've ever experienced. I bring up the RG3 rookie season a lot because like I said earlier, I'm a lifelong fan of this team. I was raised to love this team. This has been my team since birth. I've always loved this team, but RG3's rookie season made it an obsession.
Yeah.
Like, something about that year turned it from love into just a straight-up obsession with this team. And this season has just absolutely ran over RG3's rookie season. And I know there's a 12-year-old kid that supports the Commanders somewhere, just like how I was RG3's rookie year, that has gone through years of misery, that's living this season, and is just completely obsessed now.
I really hope you didn't just equate that to that year.
I'm just saying the feel I remember being 11 or 12 years old, and just
remember what the feeling after that was.
But at least, even I hope that doesn't happen to Jaden. But like, I could say for the first time in my life, we won a playoff game. I've never been able to say that, and the fact that I could say that now, that I get to tell my children and my grandchildren, I saw us win a playoff game. This is the first time in my 24 years of life I've been able to say that.
Now, let me just stop you right there.
Okay.
I don't want you to think that this is just a one-off thing. I literally just sat here and told you guys have a quarterback.
I know, and that's what makes it even better. Like, this is going to be a yearly thing.
This is the beginning.
And I didn't want to say anything until after we either won it all, hopefully, or were eliminated. But I might as well say it now. I don't necessarily mean this year, but I know, and this is the first time in my entire life I'm saying this, our Super Bowl window is open. And that if you would have told me, even just last year, that I would say that at all in my life, I would have called you crazy. I'm like, no shot I'm ever gonna, like, my team's never gonna be a true contender. No, this is, like you said, this is only the beginning.
Yeah.
Now, there's a reason I hyped it up this much for a reason.
Yeah. I know where you're going with this.
Look, I love this team. I love this team so much.
No. Hold on. Stop. You can't. You can't.
All season long, from the beginning, since day one of this channel, I have said from the beginning, I pride myself on being a realistic fan.
You are.
But you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
This is the exception.
This is different.
This is the exception.
This is different.
I think I told you this. I called you like right after the game, and I told you, I think I'm going to pick you guys to win. Yeah. I've changed my mind since then, but I don't think you realize how close I was to picking you guys. I am not only just, like, I'm truly a believer in that momentum is
I
the
agree.
biggest factor in
agree.
sports.
Mm-hmm.
Momentum. People don't talk about it enough. That's why, going back to college football this year, every team that won in the first round of the playoff won their next game. A bye is cool. You get to rest. But having a gritty win like you guys just had, and going in and playing the best team, quote unquote, best team in football, with house money.
Yeah, we do have house money. No
You
one expected
guys
us to be here.
have no reason to not win this game.
Look,
I think you are making a massive mistake by not having faith.
There is nothing in this world, in this entire world, I want more than to go into Detroit and win this game. And we have house money. When 5's in the game, there's a shot. And I will say this for the next 10 years or however long he is on this team. If 5 is in, there is a chance. Let's call it what it is. It pains me. The Detroit Lions are 60 minutes away from hosting an NFC Championship game, and they know it. They know they are 60 minutes away from a potential spot in the Super Bowl, playing an NFC Championship game at Ford Field. As much as this kills me to say, I have the Lions winning this game. However, I want to say, when 5 is in, anything can happen. I would not be surprised, / I will be surprised. I would and I wouldn't if we end up winning this game. If 5 is in, there is a chance. But I think the Lions win it.
Well, that took a turn.
It pains me, but I said from the beginning I am a realistic fan. I will say it how it is. The Lions are a better team. From top to bottom, coach, culture, team, players, they're better than us, except for one thing. They don't have Jaden. We have Jaden. But I think it's their time. Our time's coming up soon. Commanders fans, our time's coming up real soon. Don't you worry, our time's coming up soon. It's just not now. And like I said, I speak for all Commanders fans, we're okay with that. Mm-hmm. The way this year has gone, it still doesn't even really feel real. It is so crazy that this has been our year. So, that is my prediction.
With all that being said, we are both taking the Lions in this game, unfortunately.
Yep.
But I got a funny feeling they're going to win. I don't know why.
Like I said, if 5's in, there's a chance. And I think it will be close. I think it will be close.
I do too.
Next game, Sunday, Rams at Eagles. Who do you have?
I said it last week. The quarterback that I trust the most on the field in that game and in the game last week when the Rams were playing is Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the past 20 years, I would say. No one talks about Stafford enough. Stafford is an elite quarterback, has been an elite quarterback. He just was on some of the worst teams ever. And guess what? He goes to the Rams, his first season with the Rams, and wins a Super Bowl.
Yep.
First season. They're catching stride. That defense looked dangerous.
They look amazing. Not only do they look amazing, they're young.
Sacks.
They're young.
The Rams have one of the... Now, all right, I was just about to say the Rams have one of the brightest futures. The only problem is Stafford's 40.
Yeah. Defensively, brightest future in the league. Defensively.
Yep, I would agree with that. It's just...
They looked amazing.
This is Stafford's final stretch of his career. How much longer does he have it?
And he knows.
And he knows
he doesn't have much longer.
Brings my point to a higher degree. He's going to want to go out with a bang. Yeah. They are on a run right now.
Yeah.
They started the season They were below 500.
Yeah, but they're dealing with injuries. But yeah, they were not looking.
But it was midway through the season.
Yeah.
They were under 500.
Yeah.
They have fought all the way back, won a playoff game against a team that was a consensus top 3 team for the entire season.
Yeah.
And they dominated them. I am taking the Rams in this game.
All right.
I am still under. I saw this video of these ants carrying a dime, and there was one ant standing on the top of it, and the person said, "That's Jalen Hurts."
I was like, where are you going with this? I see now. I see the connection.
Jalen Hurts might have the easiest job in the country. Like,
it definitely helps having that O-line and Saquon behind you, and you have A.J. Brown to throw to.
Devontae Smith,
like,
Dallas Goedert, who stiff-armed a guy
Jahan
3
Dotson
times.
was like, oh yeah, I do play football.
Not to mention, the Eagles did not play good in that game.
No.
They should have lost. The Packers just... Jordan Love. Speaking of quarterbacks, Jordan
Overpaid.
Love. Jordan Love.
Overpaid, however, the market's the market.
Jordan Love might have just made the Packers look stupid.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
After, I think I saw this as a stat. Ever since his injury, he's thrown 15 touchdowns, 15 interceptions.
I'd even ask you, how did your brother take it? For those who don't know, watch our last week episode. His brother's a big Packers fan and was on the show.
Before the game, he said we're going to lose. About
Really?
3 minutes into the game, they went up 14-0, I think, because they fumbled on the first play of the game, and they got the ball, quick 3 and out, got the ball back, scored again, and he wanted to turn the TV off after 3 minutes of watching the game. So, let's just say he was not very happy, although he was very okay with it because he was pretty sure that was going to happen regardless.
Interesting. Even though he chose the Packers on the show.
Because he's a loyal fan and wants to pick him.
I'm a loyal fan as well. I'm just realistic.
I know. And that's why you're good with the records, but your loyalty is in question.
Do not question my loyalty.
Yeah, so for people that don't understand,
went through
this isn't
trauma.
This isn't, and like, you want to know how loyal this dude is? That Terry McLaurin jersey down there has never stayed here for longer than 4 hours at a time.
That's my jersey.
He takes it home with him every single time we film one of these.
It's my jersey.
You guys don't understand how long it... That's why it's in a different position every week. This one doesn't move. The reason that one's in a different position every week is because he takes it home and wears it for every game.
You've seen my game day outfit, right? The pajamas.
Pajama pants.
Dude, I have to have the same fidget. Everyone in the house knows. Don't bother me during the game. If we lose, don't talk to me. Don't come to me. Don't ask for any favors during the game. Like, the game's on, and it's been like that my entire life from the beginning. Game's on, leave me alone. This is the only thing that matters in my life. That's how it is.
Yeah, no.
This team is my everything.
When the first week I lived with this dude, and the Commanders game came on, and he walked out in a Terry McLaurin and
it was the Clinton Portis jersey.
Clinton Portis jersey. My bad. And his Commanders pajama pants
and the socks.
And his socks. I almost died laughing. It was so funny.
I'm
the same way, like with wearing stuff.
Yeah. But
I'm the opposite. I hate wearing anything Bills when they're playing. It's
Really?
kind of just a superstition for me. I can't wear anything that represents Bills. It just is a superstition for me.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm on the opposite end. It's weird.
Interesting. So you have the Rams.
I'm taking the Rams. I think if that defense played like they did last week, I don't see any reason why they can't.
Kind of like the Commanders and Lions game. I'm really hoping the Rams win. I want the Rams to win so bad. Like, I am praying the Rams win. However, and I do agree they do have momentum. That defense looks great. I think with the Eagles' experience, and I know Matthew Stafford has experience, but just the Eagles' experience in the last year and the year before, and just I think they're the more complete team, the more consistent team. I think the Eagles barely squeak by. I think the Eagles win a very tough and close game.
Not to mention,
please, Rams, I need y'all to win this one.
Not to mention, Jalen Hurts has the Jim Kelly curse currently.
I don't know what that is.
If you make it to a Super Bowl and lose your first Super Bowl, you never go back. Ever since Jim Kelly has lost those 4 Super Bowls, every quarterback that has lost their first Super Bowl has never gone back to a Super Bowl.
I did not know that. It's very interesting.
So every single one.
Commies, if we end up somehow going all the way,
that's what I'm scared of. If Josh goes to the Super Bowl and we lose, we're done.
Dang.
So
I didn't know that. That's very interesting.
it's a curse. I swear. Look it up. I know you're saying there has to be somebody. There isn't.
When you said that, I was trying to think back.
There
and
isn't.
I as of now can't think of any.
If you have gone to a Super Bowl and it is your first Super Bowl and you lose that game, none of those quarterbacks have ever made it back to the Super Bowl.
Interesting. Made it back or won it?
Have ever gone to the Super? They haven't gone back to the Super Bowl.
Interesting. Did not know
Jalen
that.
Hurts. He's on that list.
It's very interesting. Did not know that.
Brock Purdy
So
on the list.
you have the Rams. I have the Eagles.
Yep.
Final game, and I'll start with this one. Sunday night game of this playoff round.
This might be the game of the season. I'll just say
Yeah.
that.
I think that's very comfortable to say. Yeah. Ravens at Bills. I'll start. I said it last week. I think the Ravens will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Do they win it? I don't know. We'll see. And I stand by that. I think the Ravens will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I'm expecting this to be a really good game. I'm very, very excited for this game. I have the Ravens winning it.
No, I'm very disappointed in you. Do you think this game is the determining factor of who wins the MVP?
No, I don't think. I know it's easier said than like before than in the moment. I was never a fan of deciding your MVP in the playoffs. I think MVP should really be like a regular season award.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
I get that. But you don't think this has any say in it?
I'm just saying for me personally, my mind's already made up. I think Josh Allen's the MVP. No matter what happens in this game, I think Josh Allen is still the MVP. Now, could that persuade the actual voters? Maybe. I think there's a chance of that. I'm just saying personally, my mind is made up.
Okay. Well, to me, this game will determine who the MVP is.
And I could see that being a possibility, yeah.
I am taking the Bills. Like, I can't be too excited because last week was just a blowout. Like, you can't really have too much excitement.
You played the worst team in the playoffs. I tried telling you.
And, I mean, I wasn't too far off of my prediction, though. I said 31-10. It was 31-7. So, I'm taking the Bills in this game. The last time Lamar Jackson played the Bills in the playoffs, it was in Buffalo. They didn't score a single touch. Or they might have scored a late touchdown, but it was 17-3 when Teron Johnson caught the pick six. Lamar hasn't won in Buffalo in the playoffs. And I'm hoping that stays true. And that game, to be fair, was during COVID, so there was nobody there. This time, we're going to have 65,000, 70,000 Bills fans screaming.
Yeah. They all know what this means.
Rocking out to Mr. Brightside. Did you know that's their song now?
Yeah.
The Bills got Mr. Brightside blaring. Mac Hollins.
Michigan wannabes.
Sure, but we're better. Mac Hollins doing the air guitar on the sideline in the fourth quarter when we're up. I'm trying to just visualize this happening and hope it's going to happen. Although I'm not going to lie, I'm scared. I've said this since probably week 10, whenever we played the Ravens. We were going to see them again. And guess what? We're seeing them again this weekend. Mm-hmm. They were the only team that I would be scared of playing in the playoffs. I remember saying that on here.
Are you scared of them?
Yes.
Okay.
But that last game we played against the Ravens is very misleading. We lost the game 35-10. We didn't have Teron Johnson, Matt Milano, Terrell Bernard, Von Miller, Khalil Shakir.
You're including Von Miller in that list.
I mean, he's a player. But regardless, Khalil Shakir got hurt, and somebody else got hurt in that game. I can't remember who it was. We were down 6 players that game, including our entire starting linebacker core. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a different game.
Hopefully.
I really think, and I mean, I was skeptical of Matt Milano after he came back. He's had a down season. He's only played 5 games, so it took him a little bit to get up to speed, but last week was his best game of the season. Yeah. He had an 86 PFF grade. He was the 3rd best on the team. I really think the Bills are playing the best football of the entire season this last week, and I think it'll continue. We talked about momentum, and I'm not saying the Ravens don't have a ton of momentum, because they do. But B, I think the deciding factor of this game for me is that this game is in Buffalo.
That's a big thing, yeah.
My grandpa, I don't know who he told this to, but I think he told it to my aunt, and she told me this. They live in a retirement home, like an older person home, and he said a lot of people are going to die here if the Bills win the Super Bowl because they'll be ready to go. They've been waiting their whole lives to see this happen. Yeah. And I think if any year were the year, it would be this year.
You said that from the beginning.
I truly think the winner of this game is going to be this year's Super Bowl winner.
So if the Ravens end up winning this game,
they'll win the Super Bowl.
Interesting.
And if the Bills win, they win the Super Bowl. I really think this is the Super Bowl winner in this game. I think that, again, I said it, this is the game of the year. I think it's a game of the year for the reason. The two guys at the top of the MVP race battling it out.
I think everyone will come in agreement. As of now, obviously, in the later rounds of the playoffs, it might be something different. But as of now, this is definitely game of the year.
Yeah. I truly do believe the Bills get out of there with a victory. A very close victory. I think this game comes down to the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
I might have a heart attack during this game. Who knows? Yeah. But hopefully we win, and I'm pretty sure, and I'm hoping and praying that the Bills can move on to the AFC Championship game and get over the hump and finally make it to a Super Bowl. Because like I said, winner of this game is the Super Bowl winner. I truly believe that.
Now, here's a question. If you're the Bills and you lose this game, where do you go from here?
It's a great question. I haven't even thought about it.
I like that, though. I like that losing isn't even in your head.
I mean, I've been a big proponent of if like I mentioned it earlier, like I just said, if this, out of any of the years, this would be the year for us to win a Super Bowl. I think it's kind of the same conversation to be had about Tomlin. Like, enough is it, like, we just aren't doing anything with you. Like, we got to move on. Even though he's a great coach. Like, he's never had a losing season. If we were to lose in the playoffs again, I think there's at least a conversation to be had that it's time to move on from Sean McDermott.
Interesting. Okay.
And if that were the case, I don't think there's even a question, and I think there's an easy answer that Joe Brady would be the next head coach.
Okay.
You keep that offense the same. The offense isn't the problem. And I really don't think the offense is going to be the problem on Sunday. I think if we lose that game, it's that we give up too many points again. That's been the problem.
And that's why I think this game you guys are going blow for blow. I think.
No, I know. Yeah.
Very.
That's why I said
heavy,
I think it's coming down the last.
Very high scoring.
Really,
I trust Baltimore's defense more than I trust Buffalo's defense, and that's really what it comes down to.
The only reason I would say that, I mean, it's not wrong to say that. Yeah. To say that you trust them more, but this is going to be the first time in a while, like, you're going to see a healthy whole defensive team for the Bills.
Okay.
Like, and like, truly, like, Milano playing like he used to play. Mm-hmm. That play he made last week against Bo Nix, it was a meaningless play. Like, Bo Nix is scrambling out to the right. It's like a 3rd and 5. It looks like he has an easy angle to the first round. Matt Milano just sprints him down and knocks him 3 yards short. I thought for sure, as soon as he scrambled down, I was like, well, that's a first down. Milano flew in there and knocked him out of it. Like, Milano he's back. And I was down on him. Mm-hmm. But I truly believe he's back. And I think the Bills' defense, I'm not saying they're back, but I would trust the Bills' defense more than the Ravens' defense.
Okay. All right.
And like I said, I think this game comes down to the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
I really do think it's and by saying I trust the Bills' defense more than the Ravens' defense, I don't trust the Ravens' defense very much. So for me to say,
I'm not saying I'm not like, oh yeah, that defense go like.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't trust the Bills' defense that much either, but I just trust them a little bit more.
Definitely. That's how I am with the Ravens.
So that's why I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, and it comes down to the last 2 minutes. Let's just hope we have the ball last.
I'm going to tell you exactly how I think this game ends, and you're going to hate me. You're gonna hate me when I tell you this. This
Josh
is how it's
Allen
gonna
throws
end.
an interception.
So you do know how it's gonna end. Look, they're gonna go blow for blow. It's gonna be very high scoring. Josh Allen's gonna have the chance to, cement himself in history and take them to the AFC Championship game. He's gonna get picked off, and I'm not even saying it might not even be his fault. It could go through like a receiver's hand. Like I'm not saying it's gonna be his fault.
Oh, you mean like the last 3 years?
Maybe, yeah,
The
maybe.
ball going right there's Stephon Diggs' hands.
Yeah, like maybe.
With 13 seconds.
Like I'm not even saying it's a bad throw or a bad read. I think somehow coming down to the wire, he's gonna get picked off, and that's the end of the game. And that's the end of the Bills season.
Well, let me flip it on you. What would you do
If I were the Bills,
if we were to lose this game? What are your?
I agree. You at least need to have discussions on if you should move on.
And I actually hold
from
on,
McDermott.
Let me say, I don't think I fully clarified. I'm firing Sean McDermott.
So you like no matter what, if you lose this game, if it was up to you, you're like he's gone.
With the way that I think, if we were to lose, in the way that I think we would lose, I think you'd have to fire him.
Okay.
Because if it turns into the way that we're both saying it's gonna, and it's gonna be a very high scoring game,
Yeah.
if our defense was just better, it wouldn't have to come down to that. And he's been the head
Fair
coach
point.
for how long now, and he's a defensive minded head coach. We've never been able to stop the run as long as he's been there. Ever.
And you're going against Keen Henry.
That's what I'm saying. That, like, there just needs to be a change. And, like, I'm not even saying that big of a change. I'm saying promote Joe Brady. You keep the same offense, keep the same offensive staff, but you need to bring in a new defensive-minded guy. And a new scheme and a new, just a new idea. Like
Ron Rivera.
No.
Oh.
Like Mike Tomlin.
He's not leaving.
I don't know.
They already said they're keeping him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they already said they're keeping him
Oh, okay.
for
Well,
next season.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why would they?
But I agree with you. You should at least have discussions about, hey, why is this not working under this guy? Is it him? What, like, you really have to just investigate within the organization, like, why are we not getting it done? And I think he's the first person you should look at. I'm not necessarily say fire him, but I think there has to be conversations about, is he the guy moving forward?
You don't think, though, that, like...
But you would know more than me. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
Just from my knowledge of the Bills.
All I'm going to say is the only reasons we haven't made it to a Super Bowl is because of our defense.
Fair.
The times in the playoffs that we've had chances to get to the Super Bowl, our defense has let us down. And I'm not even just saying the defense, it's the coaching of the defense has let us down. That's the reason Leslie Frazier was gone. He was the mastermind behind the 13-second disaster.
Yep.
So, I mean, they've tried to make changes, but at the end of the day, it's Sean McDermott's defense, and he's going to do what he wants to do, and he's going to do what has been successful enough for him to keep his job. And if this were the case for us to lose again, I think it's time. I truly do think it's time. It was fun. You ended our drought. You brought us to the playoffs 6 years in a row.
He did. He brought something new, but he isn't the one that's supposed to finish it.
Yeah.
I feel you. Okay. And sometimes that's just how it is.
Yep.
All right. Quick recap with a little bit of explanation on why we are choosing these teams. Just going right through it. Texans versus Chiefs.
I'm taking the Chiefs. The Chiefs are on the path of a three-peat. Although I don't think they get it done this year, I'm taking the Chiefs in this game, though.
I as well am taking the Chiefs. I think they're just the better team. I feel pretty good about this matchup for them. Commanders at Lions. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Lions, unfortunately. This season's been awesome for the Commanders, but they're running into a true powerhouse with the Lions, and I'm taking the Lions to win.
I want to say the Commanders with all my heart. And with Jaden in the game, anything can happen. I would not be surprised, I wouldn't be surprised. If we win, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say the Lions, but what an amazing season this has been for me as a fan. Rams versus Eagles.
I'm going to take the underdog in the Rams. I really think Matt Stafford at quarterback is a very underrated quarterback. I've been talking about it all along. I talked about it last week, and they pulled it off against the Vikings. Why not pull it off against the Eagles? Their defense is a lot tougher, but you got Matt Stafford and you got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, and Tyler Higbee was going off for them. I'm taking the Rams in an upset.
Taking the Eagles, I really hope the Rams win. I want the Rams to win almost as bad as I want the Commanders to win. Not quite, but they're not too far off. But I have the Eagles winning. I think they're the better team. I think as a team they have more experience in the playoffs. Sadly, I have them winning. Ravens at Bills, game of the week/weekend. Who do you have?
I'm taking the Bills. I truly think this is the team to do it. And you want to know why?
Because they're having the most
Because
fun.
we're having fun.
They're having the most fun.
We are having fun.
Even though I don't agree with that. They're having the most
All
fun.
jokes aside, we have the MVP at quarterback. And, I mean, he's just different. Like, playoff Josh Allen, as much as of a turnover machine everybody wants to call him, he has 4 picks in his career in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's a very turnover-worthy guy for me, I would say. But, yeah, Josh Allen's just him. Like, I'm taking the Bills.
I agree with you. You guys do have the MVP of the season. Unfortunately, the Ravens will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. It is their time. That offense is just too explosive. They're very dynamic. I have a lot of question marks with the Bills' defense. I'm going with the Ravens.
Nice. And I did want to ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you agree the winner of that game is the Super Bowl? Not even just winner. I'm saying winner, but you more so saying representative. Would you say if the Bills were to win, they'd represent the AFC?
Because I keep
so
telling
you are that.
I keep telling
So you think the Ravens can beat the Chiefs, but the Bills can't?
Yeah.
They've already, but it's been flipped this year. The Bills beat the Chiefs. The Ravens lost.
What have I said?
No, I'm not. I understand, but I'm not even going to that point.
Bills will be the Bills. At the end of the day,
but we're all breaking narratives right now.
Who's
the Commanders?
Who's we?
The Commanders are always the Commanders.
We are. We have the Messiah.
I know. So, but that's you guys broke the narrative.
Is that we also have a new owner though? We got rid of the devil.
Okay, so I mean, can you kind of understand where I'm going with Sean McVay?
Yeah,
here?
but something has changed. Y'all have the MVP. Yeah.
He should have won it last year, so it doesn't.
No,
matter.
he did. Oh, we're not doing this.
But regardless, you really don't think the Bills can beat the Chiefs, and you think that the Ravens can beat the Chiefs?
I think if the Bills end up going to the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs will go to the Super Bowl.
And if the Ravens go to
the Ravens will go to the Super Bowl.
So it just sounds like you hate the Bills.
I don't hate the Bills.
So then why do you think they're just going to lose every game?
I don't. What are you talking about?
I just don't understand the thought process behind the Ravens beating the Chiefs and not the Bills. Because the Bills have already done it.
Because I think the Ravens are the better team of the two. But if out of the three teams, out of the Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, I think the Ravens are the better team of the three.
Why?
I think they're just too dynamic on offense. I think it's going to be really hard to stop both Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. I think it would be too much for a defense to handle.
Now, I agree with you, but I also think the Bills beat the Chiefs.
I don't.
They've done it already.
If when it comes to playoff Patrick Mahomes, if he has, it's going to be in Arrowhead. I just don't think only relying on Josh Allen.
Best game of his career has come there.
And what happened?
They lost because of the defense.
Okay, so why can't? And it's not like I'm choosing them to lose because of the offense.
Guess who? You want to know who was guarding Travis Kelce last year during that playoff game?
Who?
Just guess. Please.
I could
just guess a name. You're probably going to be closer than you think.
Matt Milano.
AJ Klein. AJ Klein was guarding Travis Kelce last year, and we almost won the game.
Yeah.
We have a fully healthy, knock on wood, because I'm hoping everybody can stay healthy this week. We could have a fully healthy defense going against the Chiefs. We've never had that.
Yeah.
That wasn't a fart, but this is just the team. I'm telling you, I've been telling you from the beginning of the year. If any year were to happen,
do you want to make a bet?
What's this year? What?
If what do you want if the Bills?
The only thing that sucks about this is because it's so one-sided, and you won't just stick with your team. Because I would love to make a bet with you on the Lions and Commanders.
But like, as much as there's nothing in this world I want more than the Commanders to win this game. Literally nothing. I just have to be real. Like it's their time. It's okay to acknowledge it's a team's time. It's the Lions' time.
Would you say acknowledge them?
I do acknowledge them. I acknowledge Dan Campbell. Yeah. I just think to be fair though, I think the Lions are going to the Super Bowl. So it's not like I have them winning this game and then losing the next. Like I think the Lions.
So do you think obviously you think they're winning. So
I think the Lions end up going to the Super Bowl.
And I know you said the Ravens in the AFC, right?
I think it's Lions versus Ravens in the Super Bowl.
Who are you picking? This is where I have confusion as to why that would be a difficult pick.
How? What? Those are two elite teams.
I think the Ravens beat the Lions very easily.
Easily?
Yeah. The Lions have no run defense.
I mean, I get that, but...
Like, literally none.
I get that, but to say easily, I think that's kind of crazy. I think that is pretty crazy.
I don't know. I really don't think it is.
I think that's really crazy to say. If it's
Ravens, all right, going back to it. What's the bet? What is the bet you want to make?
I don't know. I'm asking you, like, if the Bills make the Super Bowl, what do you want me to do? Or what? Like, what do you want?
Just make the Super Bowl?
Yeah, because I don't think they're making the Super Bowl. Wait, what do you mean just to make the Super Bowl?
I mean, I thought you'd say win, but
no,
make the
Super Bowl. They're not going to it.
Oh my god,
they're losing this week. If they don't lose this week, which it's going to happen, if they don't lose this week, they're going into Arrowhead and losing.
You have to wear a Josh Allen jersey, and you have to buy it.
Oh, come on.
I don't have a Josh Allen jersey. I have a Josh Allen shirt. Okay, you can wear the Josh Allen shirt. It's like a jersey. It's like a jersey.
I'd rather buy the jersey.
Okay, well it's like $130.
Okay, all right. And what if they don't? What if they don't make it? Because you're so not like you said, not even winning. Make
Hold
it.
on a second.
No, because you all season you're like, this is the year they're gonna make the Super Bowl.
No, but I know, but I think you're a little bit more confident in that they're gonna lose.
Dude, you're so confident that they're winning it all, not even going.
No, you were.
So you're not confident they're winning.
You were. All I'm saying is you were significantly more.
I'm letting you know now. I'm not making. Losing. I'm letting you know now. I'm not making a bet unless you do something. If they don't make it.
What is the opposite? No.
Come on.
No, I'm not doing that again.
All right, let's do this. Loser.
I have an idea. Good. Now I want to hear what you say first.
Loser buys the other person a quality, like a real quality jersey of the other person's quarterback. So I would buy you like your choice of a Josh Allen jersey. You'd buy me my choice of a Jaden Daniels jersey.
So here's the problem.
Okay.
The only reason I have this jersey, I don't buy jerseys because again I'm very superstitious. Mm-hmm. Last jersey I bought. You know who it was?
Who?
Kiko Alonso. You remember Kiko Alonso?
Yeah, of course I remember.
We traded him the next year.
Yeah. But you wouldn't be buying it. It would be me.
I know, but I would never wear it. So but I could put it there, but like, it would almost be a wasted buy.
Okay.
Wasted buy, I mean. So, I think, on camera,
okay, I
would say wait, what is this even for?
If the Bills do not make the Super Bowl, not even win it. If they don't make it, I get something. If they do make it, you get something.
How about this week?
This week's game.
All right, what do you want?
It can't be as severe though.
I will say, Lamar is the MVP.
No, because then you don't truly mean it.
I know. That's stupid. Okay, no, I'm okay with the jersey thing.
All right, let's do this because we are superstitious about the quarterbacks. Doesn't have to be a quarterback. It's a player, like just any player on your team.
The only thing I just don't like wearing jerseys. I'll be completely honest with you.
I'm weird. Memorabilia.
Okay.
Some sort of like.
What's the limit?
Like price wise?
I mean, the jerseys would have been $130, so I think we stay in that range.
Under 150.
Under 150?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. For the Super Bowl,
if the Bills make it to the Super Bowl,
Bills make the Super Bowl, and we can even go together to whatever sports shop, sports memorabilia, whatever. I will get you something Bills, any memorabilia, jersey, whatever. If they do not make it, I get something.
Ravens themed.
No, Commanders.
That's what we shook on.
No, you give me some. All right, but shake on it. All right, there you go.
I know what you want.
Oh yeah. The thing is, I'm so superstitious. I don't even know if I really want that. I'll look at my options, but that's definitely an option.
All right. Well, we've gone long enough in the video. We made a bet to end the video out. Hopefully, you're still here watching.
If you are, you're a champion. We really appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, share the video, comment. Let us know what you would want us to talk about. We're open to a lot of suggestions. Follow us on Twitter at PM Football Podcast. Follow us on Twitter I already said Twitter, on TikTok.
Yeah, that might have been a sign right there because TikTok might not be on here anymore. And
we will see.
To go more on that, we are going to be a lot more active on Twitter. We plan to be a lot more active.
We're busy people, but we plan on hopefully
especially if TikTok were to go down. We plan on being a lot more active on Twitter and follow us.
Yeah.
We're trying to build that up.
Yeah, follow us on TikTok. Hopefully it still exists. At PM Football Podcast. Thank you guys very much. Both hoping for the outcomes we want. We will see what happens. I'm pretty sure.
Even though this one said they wasn't going to happen.
Regardless, next week is probably going to be an emotional week. Regardless of what happens. So please watch next week. You will not want to miss it. Thank you very much.
See ya.